Hey everyone, it's James Lambert, the motivational coach and speaker. You know, I went from knockouts to knowledge and from headlocks to hugs. I still embrace people, just now in a more positive way. So hello, welcome to the start of a beautiful, beautiful, glorious new week filled with opportunities to love others, love yourself, and let others love you. Also to go after your goals and dreams with great enthusiasm. So let's kick this off with some happy vibes. Yay! I love these. And there's my little tennis ball, Terry the tennis ball. He's doing well as well. So I hope you had a nice weekend and you're doing well. Now, I was just thinking earlier, as I was going for my walk with my furry friend, Mr. Max. I call it a bit of a walking meditation. It brings me great peace. What came to mind, and I'm sure this has happened to you out there as well, was the amount of times where I've been out and somebody has been waving, hey, waving so enthusiastically that I've waved back. And I'm waving, hey. And I thought, oh, creepers, yeah, I don't know them. Oh, and then the feeling, if it's happened to you before, you know what I mean. But the feeling, of course, the ego gets involved and it feels, oh, shame, embarrassment. How could you? And previously, before, when I was very identified with the ego, the false self, I really was quite embarrassed. And, you know, I thought almost the world had ended just because I'd waved at a stranger. But I thought, oh, how could you? And as I say now, it brings me great mirth, great joy, because I think, what does it matter? But what came to mind this morning as I was thinking on it was the principle. I thought that's a beautiful thing. Whether or not they knew me, that, hey, how you doing? That greeting, that positivity is lovely. And so I actually do, you know, go out and, you know, hey, how you doing, to strangers or those I know. You see, I don't actually now distinguish between those in my inner circle and complete strangers. Now, granted, where it may not be deemed appropriate, I'm not like, way completely full on and hugging strangers. But you know, I shared the story last week where just in my local cooperative, while the lady was bagging up my stuff, made a kind word. You know, when did you start? Oh, what time did you finish? What are you up to? You looking forward to it? And maybe so-called small talk, but it makes a positive difference. And I believe every opportunity that you and I are granted throughout our lives, but in particular every day in front of another human being or an animal, has the potential to demonstrate love. So even if you're just popping in something quick for your sandwiches at lunchtime, you can give them a cheerful smile. And you know what's so important about this? Is that you may think, well, what's the point, James? But you may be the only person in that week, nay that day, nay that week, that may have done that to them. You know, before I take it for granted because I am such a positive person, but a lot of people don't get that, and they are going back to homes that aren't filled with love, and no judgment, but I say it so passionately because I wasn't before. And yes, there is a slight trouble, as I've spoken about before, in waiting for others to make you happy. And yet, I appreciate and understand that sometimes when you're in the depths of misery, when you may be anxious, dare I say depressed at times, it's hard to get that going, to self-sustain it or self-start it. So a kind word or a gesture from others is it's all-encompassing, it's tremendously important. And so I encourage you, wherever you are today, show up positively, give someone the joy of your smile, say a kind word and genuinely mean it. Let it come from your heart. And it's a wonderful, wonderful thing. So like I said before, just like this all kicked off, this whole idea for the video. I remember when I was out walking and the stranger was waving, hey, and I was like, hey, I had no idea who they were. And they probably afterwards thought, oh, crikey, no, I don't recognise them either. But I've since come to realise that is a beautiful thing, that greeting. I've spoken about before when people say, how are you doing? Say fantastic, great. You know, we typically go, oh, not bad, or same old, no more. And particularly on a Monday, most of us are dreading it. And I very politely implore you, if things are genuinely that bad, if you truly despise your work that much, that you hate Mondays, when that's 1/7 of your week, you add them all up, it's a huge part of your life. I gently invite you to begin plotting your exit strategy. You're not a tree. You can move. You're not planted. Literally, you're not fixed. You go, oh, James, I have to go. There's no haves to about it. There's no have-tos about it. There are other ways to earn a living, and there are other places. If you feel you're that stifled, no judgment as always, but just recognise that you have the ability and the power of choice. I've had to do it myself. Will it always be easy? No. But will it be worth it? You better believe it. So, as I say, it might not be overnight, but begin putting at least half as much energy complaining about Mondays and your current job, if you don't like it, into looking in the papers on the website today, asking around with your friends and loved ones, what else is out there? What could I do? Join the temp agency. So many people dismiss that. What's wonderfully freeing about that is you can almost see it as like an adventure, like a game. You try something, if you don't like it, you can walk. Doesn't matter, you got paid for the day of the week you work, and you can find out what makes your heart sing. And as they say, you can work on making a living, you work full-time on your job, maybe that which you don't like, you're showing up to today, and part-time on your fortune, that which does make your heart sing. And like I found, you can do it for a bit, your part-time, your business when it's newly started, for a time while you're doing your full-time job until the earnings catch up, and then meet your full-time job where you can leave that which you didn't like rather, and do full-time that which you do like. So I hope you've enjoyed today's broadcast. Just wanted you to say, greet others with great positivity. Don't worry if you do wave to someone else that doesn't know you. Really show up with great passion and enthusiasm. It's a really attractive energy I've found. And almost like a magnet, you draw other positive, attractive people into your life. I'm not talking about the beauty in your face. I'm talking about the inner beauty that nobody, your essence, nobody can take away. Your essence is love. I believe you've come from there, you'll return to there. And these very bodies are an opportunity, or they are a vehicle to demonstrate that said love. So show up fully today and enthusiastically. Be positive and make others feel good about you being here. And remember, you do matter. And that you, yes, you are unstoppable. And I believe in you. Take care.